Yo, what is good, Jets Nation, and happy Championship Sunday. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday. It's around 12:30 p.m. EST, and I wanted to go live to talk about why the New York Jets should bring in Calvin Ridley in free agency. Now, we saw a lot of speculation circulating around the New York Jets, linking them to a lot of different wide receivers, Davante Adams, T. Higgins, Calvin Ridley, and I wanted to just focus in on one of the players that is available for the New York Jets to bring in Calvin Ridley. We heard from Sauce Gardner in particular. He is open of who he wants the New York Jets to bring in free agency, and Calvin Ridley is definitely one of them. And I feel like a lot of Jets fans are mixed in terms of, because I did send out a tweet yesterday asking Jets fans, and that's kind of what I wanted to highlight in today's show. My tweet and go into all the different Jets fans' responses. We had over 142 people, well, more than that, on X, share their insights on if the New York Jets should bring in Calvin Ridley or not. So I kind of want to go into my own tweet and read Jets fans' thoughts of Calvin Ridley, reading the pros and the cons, because I personally think, as you could tell by the banner here, the thumbnail, the title, I think the New York Jets should. And the biggest, if you're a Jets fan, you don't want Calvin Ridley, I would assume it's because you like the other options more, like T. Higgins or Mike Evans or Davante Adams, rather than just not wanting Calvin Ridley because he's not a good player. Because if you don't want Calvin Ridley because he's not a good player, that makes no sense in my opinion. Calvin Ridley would be an excellent option for this Jets offense because I feel like, and there's also been some debate about, would Calvin Ridley complement this offense well with Garrett Wilson? Because let's be honest, Calvin Ridley and Garrett Wilson are pretty similar at the wide receiver spot. Both of them are articulate with their route running. Both of them are just speedy, twitchy. They're both not the high-framed, tall, big frame, 6'3", 6'4", 50-50 ball that would kind of complement a guy like Garrett Wilson. But in my opinion, Calvin Ridley and Garrett Wilson both running routes, who you double teaming? Whoever you don't double team is absolutely going to be open 9 times out of 10, okay? Especially in man coverage. So that's kind of what I wanted to highlight in this. We all know that the New York Jets will be aggressive in pursuing a wide receiver. And also, I remember making videos literally last offseason talking about the New York Jets bringing in Calvin Ridley. Joe Douglas and the New York Jets front office has been linked to Calvin Ridley since he was Atlanta Falcon, right? He was suspended last year. The Jaguars traded for him. He had his first season with the Jaguars last year, had over 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns with Jacksonville, and now he is a free agent. Now, there is a chance he doesn't even hit the open market. That's definitely something we should keep in mind as Jets fans. The Jaguars can franchise tag him. They can extend him, right? There's not even a 100% guarantee that Calvin Ridley is even available for the New York Jets. But I'm here to tell you, bro, Calvin Ridley coming to the New York Jets with Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, that is playmakers. And I know the first thing everyone's going to say, well, who cares? We need offensive line help. We need to protect Aaron Rodgers. We need to be able to run the ball. I get it. That is 110% true as well. But we also need help next to Garrett Wilson. We saw this wide receiver position not look good at all around Garrett Wilson without a good quarterback, right? Allen Lazard, big disappointment. We saw promising signs from the rookies, Gibson and Brownlee, But outside of that, there's nothing really exciting on this wide receiver position besides Garrett Wilson. So we're going to break that all down, go into Twitter, and hear your guys' thoughts. Muttfile's in the chat, member for 5 months, great friend of mine. Richie, what's up, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Would love to see Ridley as a New York Jet. We know Adams is staying in Vegas. Evans and T will be tagged. Give me a baller with G-Dub. I honestly feel like Ridley's also the most likely scenario because he just laid it out. I don't know if we can all, put our faith in Devontae Adams definitely being moved from Vegas, right? He's not open. He's not available right now. We'd have to trade for Adams. Mike Evans, I don't really see him leaving Tampa. I mean, I would love for him to come to the Jets. Don't get me wrong. And then T. Higgins, he's going to want the bag. Whether he gets tagged or not, he's going to be wanting the bag. And I feel like with the Jets' budget right now, I feel like Calvin Ridley, the Jets can get a contract with him that would fit both parties. Alan on X says Calvin Ridley will be a good signing. It will make Lazard better also, especially with Aaron at quarterback. Yeah, I feel like Alan Lazard could quietly have a better season next year. I mean, it would be really hard for him not to. I mean, he had such a bad season this year. But if you bring in Calvin Ridley and you make Alan Lazard wide receiver 3 or 4 with Aaron Rodgers, maybe we'll see a better Alan Lazard. I'm not going to, put my hope into that, but you never know. Joe, what's up, man? Richie, go watch the video Jets Chaos put out today. Jets are destroying the cap. I definitely got to check that out. The Jets are in a very interesting cap situation, and we'll be breaking all that down here on the channel throughout the rest of the offseason. Guys, if you're just tuning into the show, do me a solid favor. Simply hit that thumbs up button right now on YouTube. If you're watching us live on X, shoot us a retweet. We greatly appreciate that, guys. So hit that like button right now. We greatly, greatly appreciate that. This video is powered by BetUS, the official sportsbook sponsor of the channel. They have been the official sportsbook sponsor of the channel throughout the entire season and will continue to be the sportsbook sponsor of the channel throughout the rest of the offseason. Now, if you guys want to get a 125% sign-up bonus, definitely click that link right now in the description. Today is Championship Sunday, so if you want to sprinkle some bets on today's games, definitely go check out BetUS Sportsbook. Now, if you guys check out their website, here are the odds for today's game. Definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts about this before we get deeper into Calvin Ridley. The Kansas City Chiefs are getting 4.5 points. And the Lions are at plus 7.5. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I did hammer the Lions at plus 7.5. Okay? I did hammer it. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. But I have the Lions at least covering the plus 7.5 spread. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it's a little disrespectful that the Lions are getting that much points on the road after what we saw last week in the divisional round. So give me the Lions at plus 7.5. Even if they lose, I feel like it'll be a tight game. And then this one is definitely an interesting one at minus 4.5 for the Ravens. I feel like if this is going to be a close game. I find it hard to believe the Chiefs and Ravens will be a blowout. I like the Chiefs at plus 2. I feel like if the Chiefs lose this game, it'll be by a field goal or by 4 points. So I like the points for both the Chiefs and Lions because I don't really see either of these games to be blowout. Obviously, that could happen, but that's the bets that I'm looking at for sure. If you guys want to tail me or make your own bets, make sure you guys check out BetUS Sportsbook. That link, again, is down below in the description. 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,500, 24/7 customer service, and 24-hour payouts. So, guys, again, if you're making some bets on today's game, cannot recommend BetUS more. They have been the proud sponsor of the channel for a long, long time, baby. Now, getting into more about Calvin Ridley, I shared this tweet yesterday. Yeah, that was yesterday, right? I'm losing track of time here. I shared this tweet yesterday, and it got a lot of engagement, and I'm curious to go over all these different tweets and, of course, share your guys' thoughts in the chat as well about how you feel about Calvin Ridley. So let me know right now in the chat, would you want the New York Jets to go after Calvin Ridley? So Cali Jets says, I'm here for it. Shout out Cali Jets. And he actually tweeted this out January 30th. January 3rd. Thoughts if the Jets signed Calvin Ridley as a splash move on offense? Feels far more likely than trading a high pick for Adams, Evans, Pittman, and Higgins. Unlikely to shake free. Garrett Ridley running routes together. Absolute cinema. Could not agree more with what Cali Jets had to say there. Evans says yes. And then we have Stelio, who says, oh, wow, this is the guy who met Aaron Rodgers, too. This guy is horrible at football, most overrated wide receiver in the league. So definitely split down the middle so far. Well, actually, more people saying yes. Mr. Fish says no. Maggie Jones, shut up and give me my money. Take my money. So it feels like, I feel like the quote tweets will also give us some answers. My man Jay Gray says, yes, he'd be a good compliment with wide receiver Garrett Wilson. I retweeted that because I definitely had to agree with Justin. And then this is the polarities of Jets Twitter. Look what Justin had to say. And then Raj says, feel like he wouldn't be that complimentary to Wilson. And then Justin's like, he'd be good. So obviously 2 opposite opinions there. Jets Life says, every Jets fan should be in on Ridley. He's had 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns after not playing for 2 years, and he has it. And he played most of the year with a very banged up Trevor Lawrence. Would be a great wide receiver too. I agree with this take right there. Yeah, I would be down if we get Ridley. I would want another wide receiver though, or Bowers. Oof, can you imagine the Jets get Bowers in the draft? But then where's the wide receivers at? Excuse me. Where's the offensive line at if we get Ridley and then Bowers in the draft? We need offensive linemen. That's really what I come down to. So honestly, it feels like the most Jets fans, based off all the responses on X, wow, people want Ridley and Bowers. Would you guys want to get Ridley, draft Bowers, and then what are we doing about the draft? What are we doing? What are we doing about offensive line? So I feel like that's interesting. So the people have spoken on Twitter. All right, these people have spoken on Twitter. Now, you guys speak right now in the chat. You guys right now speak to me on the chat. Let's see what people have to say. Roger says, Richie, Sam Darnold will finally get the Super Bowl ring that he deserves. Unfortunately, it will be with the 49ers and not the New York Jets. Very possible. If the 49ers make it and win, that Sam Darnold will be having a ring. Wow, didn't really think of it that way. That's sad. But hey, good for Sam Darnold. I'll be rooting for him, baby. Hopefully he gets to go in and make an impact. Dolphins State of Mind says, as a Dolphins fan, Calvin Ridley would scare me in this division. Solid and fast receiver. Well, yeah, we want him for that reason. Especially when you're bringing him in not to be number 1. He's going to be next to Garrett Wilson, right? Ridley in free agency and wide receiver 3 in round 4. Tackle at pick 10. Guard in round 3. I like that philosophy. I like that philosophy a lot. That's pretty much where my mind is at as well. Guys, don't forget to do your boys solid favors. Championship Sunday. Hit that like button right now, baby. Hit that like button right now. How many likes do we got? Let's see. How many likes we start off? And I just got home from a weekend trip with my family. Was with my family for my sister's baby shower. So your boy's about to be an uncle. Start calling me Uncle Richie, folks. But yeah, just telling you guys why I've been a little inactive on the channel. Been traveling with the family. Just got back home today in time for Championship Sunday. We got 20 likes. We can do better than that, folks. Hit the like button right now for your boy. Come on now. We're talking about Calvin Ridley coming to the Jets. How does that not excite you, folks? Well, we can say we want a wide receiver and tight end as a smokescreen, then take an offensive line, many of them. I like that. Listen, there's a lot of different avenues that the New York Jets can go in the draft, and I feel like, this is pretty much the case for every single year. Every single season is the same. We got to wait to see how the free agents figured itself out. Who are the Jets pursuing before we can see where we're going in the draft? I'll take Josh Reynolds, draft Bowers, and Rice Jr. I like that. Being an Iowa fan, excited for Iowa tight end versus Iowa tight end in NFC title game. Go Lions. Oh, yeah. 2 tight end studs in the NFC title game today. I'll be rooting for the Lions as well. I will be rooting for the Lions as well. Would Odell be a possibility if Baltimore wins the Super Bowl? I think Odell's a possibility regardless if they win the Super Bowl or not. We all saw that OBJ wanted to be a Jet last year, and the Ravens stole him from us. So there is a chance. Mike D's in the chat, my friend. What's up, bro? What's good, my friend? I want Ravens and Lions in the bowl. Really would be a huge upgrade. What are the chances of Corey Davis coming back? Listen, I'm definitely not expecting Corey Davis to come back. Definitely not. Based off of what, happened last year, definitely not going to look at Corey Davis and ask him to come back. So the Jets got to operate. And I feel like a lot of people are forgetting that was a big reason why the Jets receiver room was bad last year. If we had Corey Davis, not to say we would have made the playoffs with Corey Davis, but we lose Corey Davis and then everything gets figured, and then Aaron Rodgers goes down. The offense had 2 big blows early on. Either Mahomes is getting his 3rd ring or Lamar is getting his 1st. So Dakota's got Kansas City or the Ravens winning. I can see that. Who you guys got winning in the Super Bowl? I feel like there's a lot of different scenarios. But getting back into Calvin Ridley, folks, how can you not want Calvin Ridley? I feel like he had a little underwhelming season for Jacksonville, for his standards, if you will. But that is a big upgrade for what the New York Jets have had at wide receiver. And you talk about a guy like Aaron Rodgers elevating the guys around him. I mean, come on now, folks. Come on. Is there somebody in the chat that does not want Calvin Ridley? I'm just wondering why. Why not? Let me know in the chat if you do or not. I'm going to put a poll up right now, actually. Put a poll. Would you want the Jets to sign Calvin Ridley? Let's see what the chat's got to say. That's how the people can speak. I love the Goff storyline and hope he gets the ring. That would be cool, man. That would be cool. Ridley, okay, depending on how much he wants. I feel like he won't be demanding so much. Well, he's definitely going to get a big contract, but I don't think he's going to be getting top tier money. Like, I'd be shocked if it even touches $20 million. I could be wrong there, but I feel like he'll be around 15 to 20 range AAV. That's at least what I would assume. Colin wants Zach Wilson as his receiver. I mean, hey. No. Oh, you guys are funny. Ravens Niners in the bowl. I like Ravens, hoping for Lions to pull off the upset. That would be cool. Ridley, 4 years, $17.5 million per year. I like that. Remember, we're entering the last year of Allen Lazard, basically. We can get out of his contract very easily. And then we're going to have to pay Garrett Wilson eventually. Honestly, no to Ridley. Wide receiver can easily be drafted. But the way I push back on you, Anthony, is we're in win now mode. We can draft the receiver still, but me personally, in a win now season, I'd rather see the Jets go after an established wide receiver than relying on a rookie to develop. Now, yes, of course, a wide receiver can come out of the gate as a rookie and light it up. We've seen that time in and time again. But I'd rather get an established guy in a season with Aaron Rodgers than bank on a rookie receiver to be number 2 next to Garrett Wilson. You feel me? LaSalle with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, LaSalle. Well-loving Premier League right now. Brentford just got a major addition. My man, tuning in to the Premier League. Well, LaSalle, definitely tune into the Premier League because your Brooklyn Nets ain't doing too nice. Sorry to take a shot at your Brooklyn Nets there. But how about the New York Knicks? All right, we're not making this into the Knicks. I'm going to save that for my Knicks YouTube channel. Shameless plug. Any Knicks fans tuning into the show right now, don't forget, your boy has a Knicks YouTube channel. It's called Knicks Media. Go check it out. Been making a lot of content over there. Exciting things right now to be a Knicks fan. Hopefully, the Jets can follow suit next year. But I digress. LaSalle, thank you for the $5 super chat. Exciting for your Premier League. I am not into the Premier League at all. Don't really follow any of that, but I'm happy for you, my friend. You deserve it, LaSalle. You deserve it. If the Lions can win it, then so can the Jets. Of course the Jets can. Anybody can win this thing, baby. Next year, guys, I don't know if you know this, but the New York Jets are going to be in Championship Sunday next year. I mean, I don't make the rules, okay? I don't make the rules. The New York Jets are going to be in Championship Sunday next year, folks. Let's go. It's called manifestation. Let me live. Look around the league. Shakir round 5, Nakua round 5, St. Brown round 4. Why can't JD find a gem with one of our 2 4-rounders? Roman, Wilson, Jamari. Of course he can. There's no reason why he can't. Absolutely. I would love Douglas to get a wide receiver late in the draft. But I still don't think that we should rely on that. I think we should sign Calvin Ridley and find a receiver like that in the draft. That's the difference. I don't want to rely on a rookie. Let's not pretend that a Nakua isn't like that's hard to find, okay? It's not easy. There's like a lot of receivers gets drafted later in those drafts and only 1 or 2 of them become studs. Shakir in round 5 as well of course, there's many examples, but I think they got to go after a guy like Calvin Ridley. Ridley will be going to Kansas City. Watch. That's definitely a good option. I feel like Kansas City will be in the wide receiver market. I mean, they're in the damn AFC title game without a wide receiver. No disrespect to Rice. He's definitely established himself as a stud for them. We'll see how he does today. But I don't know how Kansas City also has the money because they're going to be in cap situation. Dolphin State of Mind says Ridley would definitely affordable for a receiver that should have no problem producing. If I were a Jets fan, I would want Ridley. So according to the chat right now, 91% of you guys would want Ridley. Guys, don't forget on your way in, vote in the chat on the poll if you are interested in the Jets bringing in Calvin Ridley. And while you vote, don't forget, hit the like button. We got more votes than like buttons smashed. I don't like that ratio because that tells me that we do have people active clicking some buttons, but not enough buttons being smashed on the like button. Okay, so hit the like button right now. Let's get up to 100 likes right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. We draft Rice Jr. and Coleman. Anthony wants to go heavy receiver in the draft. We don't need a veteran wide receiver. That's what's been hurting us, playing these old players. Calvin Ridley's not old, Anthony. What do you mean? Calvin Ridley is not an old receiver, in my opinion. I mean, he was a first-round pick in 2018. He's 29 years old. He's at the prime age of his career. Is Calvin Ridley an old man in your eyes? I feel like he's at the prime right now. I don't know. That's just me. Wow. So the more people that are voting, the more no's that are coming to the surface. So we have 89% of you guys are saying yes, sign Calvin Ridley. Everybody, vote, vote, vote. So guys, as you guys continue to vote in the chat of if you want Calvin Ridley, and then I want to get into a Q&A segment in the chat, we're going to hear a quick word from another proud sponsor of the channel. You guessed it, Manta Sleep. See you guys in a sec. As you all know, we've had a proud sponsor of Jets Media for quite some time now, and they happen to be Manta Sleep. Now, if you guys want to use my promo code JETS, you will get a 10% discount code. That link is down below in the description. Now, you might be wondering, what is Manta Sleep? If you guys have any struggles with sleeping, I cannot highly recommend more the Manta Sleep Pro Mask. Now, I've been using this since they became sponsors of the channel months ago, and I literally wear this exact sleep mask every single night before sleep. Again, guys, this is what you got to invest in if you're having any difficulty with sleep. It is the most advanced sleep mask on the market, and I promise you, you will not regret getting your sleep mask. It absolutely takes out the light, 100% blackout, zero eye pressure technology. So when you put it on, you can open your eyes. But really, my favorite part about it is it completely turns out the light. So even if you want to put it on for a midday nap, or even you don't even want to take a rest, you just want to put the sleep mask on, even meditate. It's a really mindful practice, and I cannot recommend them more to you guys. They have a lot of different masks on their website. This happens to be the Pro Mask, which I personally recommend. It's what I use. But don't forget, use that link down below in the description, 10% off discount code. They have a Bluetooth mask if you want to listen to music. They got a silk mask. They got ones for kids. They got a weighted mask. They got a cool mask. Definitely check out their website. Cannot recommend them more. Thank you, Manta Sleep, for being a proud sponsor of Jets Media. All right. So, more about Calvin Ridley. I was just looking at his stats, folks, and I noticed something, okay? Now, he's at 29 years old. He also didn't play football in the year of 2022, which I think goes in his favor, right? I think that the fact that he did not play in 2022 keeps him with fresh legs. He also is coming off a season with Jacksonville playing all 17 games. And I think durability is extremely, extremely important. The fact that with a banged-up Trevor Lawrence last year, he had 76 receptions, 1,000 yards, and 1,016 yards, 8 touchdowns, which is tied for eighth most in the entire NFL. Now, the one thing about Garrett Wilson, which I don't fault him, it's more of the offense and the quarterback play. But we need touchdowns, okay? We need a wide receiver that knows how to score. And Calvin really wasn't perfect, right? He had some drops. I get that. But I feel like if you bring in a Calvin Ridley and then you really put all your other resources into the offensive line, We have something special here brewing, folks. Jonathan says Calvin Ridley's better than Randall Cobb and Lazard. So sign Ridley. Exactly. Immediate upgrade. Because Allen, our quarterback, was bad with anyone, but I agree. To give Aaron Rodgers Tyreek Hill would be a huge mistake. They might win the Super Bowl. I don't know how we're getting Tyreek Hill, but yeah, that'd be good. T will be locked up by Cincinnati. I think Boyd is the odd man out in Cincinnati. I'd like Boyd on the Jets. I like Boyd too, but I like other options. He's not really my priority, if that makes sense. Get Ridley here and sign him immediately. Not that difficult for JD to do. Maybe it is. Well, you can't do it right now. Has to be in free agency, which is March. But I hear you, Dakota. I hear you. I'm aligned with you, my friend. Do you think league GMs are hesitant to deal with JD? He made some nice lopsided deals for us Jets. Now, I think those lopsided deals had a lot of, context involved where the Jets were not in win-now mode at the time, and they traded away Jamal Adams. And, listen, Seattle will definitely regret that trade. The Giants got Leonard Williams. I don't think the Giants regretted that trade, okay? So, let's just hope Joe Douglas continues to pull off more trades and can supplement this team and actually start winning. Because I'm someone that loves to praise Joe Douglas over the trades, but it's hard to praise him when he's not winning. Lascelle with another $5. Thank you, Lascelle. I can't thank you enough, my friend. Very generous super chats of you. Yo, F you, Richie. But you're right. Brooklyn sucks, hoping for Sean Marks to be fired. Lascelle, as the tides have turned, my friend. I'm sorry that you have to deal with that. Come over to blue and orange skies, baby. It's a great time to be a Knicks fan. And I'll tell you this about my Knicks. They are helping numb my Jets' pain, okay? They are helping numb my Jets' pain. Julius Randle, please be healthy. Please. Lascelle, thank you so much for the $5 donation, my friend. Thank you. Everybody give Awesome LA, Awesome Lascelle some dono hype in the chat. Right now in the chat. Thank you, guys. We lose Davis, Elijah Moore, Michael Carter. That's a big hit to any offense. Yeah, we traded away Elijah Moore last offseason. We cut Michael Carter, and Davis retired. So 3 playmakers gone that I felt like had a big role in this offense heading in. Rodgers' deal was not a lopsided deal at all. Yeah, that wasn't lopsided. Because the difference about that deal is when you're trading for a player like Aaron Rodgers, you're not going to get the benefit of the deal. Whereas the Jets trading away Jamal, you're getting that. Like, we're used to trading away players, not trading for a player. Matt's in the chat. What's up, Matt? Hope you're doing well. Sign Ridley and draft wide receiver at 10 if we don't get an offensive line. If we sign Ridley, we don't need to draft a receiver at 10. We don't. We don't. That's how I feel. There's no way the Jets are going to go into the season with 3. No. If we sign Ridley, that takes us out at our wide receiver at number 10. You either get Bowers or you go offensive tackle. For sure. Jin Pak with the $2. Keep up the good shows, Richie. Thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate that big time. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. Makes the draft easier if we get good wide receiver free agents so we can focus on offensive line and a quarterback. Yeah, another thing to look at is the quarterback position. Are they going to get one in free agency to back up Aaron Rodgers as a veteran? Are they going to get a young quarterback in here in the draft? We shall see. If you sign Ridley, you can work on the O-line. Yes, sir. Garrett Wilson, Ridley Higgins, Roman Dunes might just imagine how fire with the healthy Rodgers in it. Bro, this is the most unrealistic. There's 0% chance we're getting Ridley and Higgins, by the way. But yeah, that's a very fun hypothetical to think about. But very unrealistic. Mike Evans would be great for the Jets. Calvin Ridley is okay, but not elite wide receiver for me. The cool thing about it, though, that people can't forget, we have an elite receiver on this team, and there's a reason why I put him on the screen. His name's Garrett Wilson. So we don't need Calvin Ridley to be this elite game-wrecking receiver. We just need him to put up the exact stat line that he put up with Jacksonville if we brought him in. Like, if Calvin Ridley signed with the Jets and he played all 17 games and put up the same exact stat line that he did last year with the Jets, 76 catches, over 1,000 yards, and 8 touchdowns, bro, that is phenomenal. With Garrett Wilson, hypothetically putting up like 95, 100 catches, 1,300 yards, and like 10-something touchdowns, pretty darn good. Okay, let's not forget here. We're not asking Calvin Ridley to be our number one. Okay. Hey Richie, what do you think about the Randall news? Did they break the Randall news today, or are you talking about last night? Like, I'm waiting for the MRI results. Did they just break it, or are you? Yeah, I don't think they broke the news. Don't get me scared. Definitely upsetting. I'm hopeful that he will be back, though. Don't scare me like that. Richie, so I want to ask to move it around. If you think the Jets can trade Zach, and what would be a good price? I'm not expecting the Jets to get a lot back for Zach Wilson. I don't. But we shall see. I think maybe like shipping away a 7th and Zach Wilson, getting back a 5th, something like that. Hilarious that my fellow Jets fans think the team will be any good with such a garbage coaching staff and a 40-year-old quarterback. Jets are doomed to pick top 10 picks until Johnson sells. Now, of course, it's hard to push back on this, but listen, I get the whole idea that the coaching staff are garbage, but we have to remember one phase of the coaching staff is garbage. The defense and the special teams coaching staff is not garbage. Okay? Do you know how many little defensive and special teams assistants that got interviewed for bigger roles? The defensive coaching staff is excellent. The special teams coaching staff is excellent. The offensive coaching staff is garbage. That is garbage, which is why we were 7-10, and with Aaron Rodgers going down. So, yes, we are banking on a healthy Aaron Rodgers to fix everything, but I still think that this Jets team has the right coaching staff, at least on those phases of the ball, but it's up to the offense to figure themselves out. So we're not going to blindly believe in anything. And honestly, the Jets finishing 7-10 without Aaron Rodgers, you guys don't think that with a healthy Aaron Rodgers, even this past season, we don't win 3 more games to get to 10-7? It's hard, especially look at the teams that we lost against: the Raiders, Falcons, Chargers, Patriots. I don't know if we lose those games with Aaron Rodgers. Yes, it's hypothetical. Yes, you can never know. That's just how I feel. Just genuinely how I feel. What about Davante Adams? It seems to be a little unrealistic. I'm still hopeful. I still want him, right? I want Davante Adams, but I'm not going to get my hopes up for it, if that makes sense. I'm not going to get my hopes up for it. If Rodgers gets hurt, I think it spells out the end of Saleh and Hackett in New York. I don't want to hear this. We don't want to talk about if Rodgers gets hurt because it won't happen again, okay? No, but I know. They need a backup plan, and they learn. At least I hope that they learn from their mistakes. It would also depend how much we would have to pay Ridley as well. I know Higgins will cost more. That's the reason why I'm leaning towards Calvin Ridley over T. Higgins as well as the price. I don't think the Jets are going to be able to afford T. Higgins. I mean, T. Higgins is going to ask for like ridiculous amount, which is rightfully so. The guy's a freaking stud. Guys, don't forget, vote in the chat right now if you want the New York Jets to sign Calvin Ridley. And while you vote, also, don't forget to hit the like button because there's a lot more votes than there are like button smash. So don't forget, hit the like button right now for your boy. With our luck, no Ridley signed, no wide receiver drafted. I always like Brownlee. Hope he develops. Well, I definitely don't see us not drafting a receiver if we don't get one in free agency. Jets need a young, talented quarterback to sit behind Rodgers. So why the hell would they trade Zach Wilson for a late round pick when he just won Offensive Player of the Week? I don't know. It just feels like it's just one of those moments where you just could tell that the era of Zach Wilson's done, and he's going into his last year of his contract. They're not picking up the 5th-year option, that's for sure. And maybe the Jets don't really see Zach Wilson panning out. I mean, we all wanted it to. Didn't work. Adams, Higgins, and Evans are pipe dreams. Go get Ridley or trade for Sutton. Sutton is a very interesting candidate. I think Cortland Sutton is a guy that, some Jets fans need to really think about. Because let's not forget here, there's always random ass receivers that become available out of nowhere. And we could definitely see one of those guys happen this offseason. A guy like Cortland Sutton. Someone that's under contract that's not a free agent or not even talking about being traded away yet. There's definitely going to be somebody. Who that is, I don't know. But definitely keep the mind open for that, folks. Definitely keep the mind open for that. And guys, don't forget that this live show is powered by BetUS. If you want to place some bets on today's games, the Championship Sunday, don't forget to click that link down below in the description to sign up for BetUS today. They got a lot of fun bets on BetUS Sportsbook for the game. So don't forget to check it out, folks. Click that link down below in the description right now. And please bet responsibly. That plus 7.5 for the Lions, your boy put money on that. I'll tell you guys straight up. Chicago might be looking for a new quarterback, Zach or Justin. Who would you rather have? Well, Justin Fields has proven a lot more than Zach Wilson to this point. So it's hard to argue that. I think Denver gets at least a 3 for Sutton. I'd trade a 3 for Sutton. LaSalle still likes trading back. Yeah, I mean, trading back is very, very likely. I think that trading back is something that we haven't seen from Joe Douglas a lot. He usually likes to trade up. But now we don't have a second-round pick. So Douglas might want to recoup some draft capital because we don't have as much draft capital as we're used to. If one of Alt, Fashanu, and Fuaga are there at 10, run up the card and don't think twice. One of these three, I think, is most likely a Jet. I don't know if anybody... I think that's the vision. You bring in Calvin Ridley in free agency, and you draft one of these 3 tackles. I think that's what it comes down to. You feel me? I think that's what it comes down to. All right, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Championship Sunday! The Jets will be here next year. I'm just going to keep saying it until I see it. Oh, it's fun to just manifest things, right? I'm trying, folks. I'm trying my best to keep my composure as a Jets fan. It's been a long time of misery, and we're all in it together. That's the beautiful thing about this, Ben. That's the beautiful thing about this. But luckily, we're about to load up this offense. The defense is going to get better. Jermaine Johnson is going to take an even bigger leap. Everything's about to change next year, bro. Everything is going to change next year. Believe it. Because what else do we have to do as fans? What else do we have to do as fans other than believe in that as a reality? All right, guys. Well, that's really all I had to say about Calvin Ridley. I don't want to bore you guys because today's Championship Sunday. So go get ready for the games. We got 2 hours till kickoff. I'm about to head over to a sports bar with my buddies to watch the games. Hope you guys have a fun time with the games. Let me know right now who you got in these games. In the chat right now. Lions, Ravens, Super Bowl, Chiefs, Niners, Niners, Ravens, Ravens, Niners. What Super Bowl matchup are you guys rooting for? Now, there's a difference of rooting for and who you think's going to win. Let me know right now who you got in the Super Bowl. Right now, folks, let me know. I got Ravens, Lions. Let's go, baby. Ravens, Lions. Thank you, Lou. I appreciate it. Chiefs, Lions. That would be a cool Super Bowl. I know everyone's like, oh, no. Chiefs, Lions. Baltimore, Lions. Niners, Ravens. Lions, Ravens. Seems like the America, or the world rather, wants Lions, Ravens. That's what we all want. Chiefs, Lions. Niners, Chiefs. Ravens, Lions. Ravens, Lions. Ravens, Lions seems to be the consistent answer here. I have future bets on BetUS. Please, I'll share this one last time for anybody interested. because these are really good odds. If you want, you can literally predict the exact Super Bowl result. So if you guys are curious, if you go to the NFL Futures tab on BetUS, and don't forget, click the link down below in the description to get your bonus so you have free money to play with. But I really like these bets. I have money on the Lions beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I also have money on the Chiefs beating the Lions in the Super Bowl, and I also have money on the Ravens beating the Lions in the Super Bowl. I feel like there's just such good odds where I put money on 3 of these. So I feel like all these odds are great. I mean, the Lions to beat the Chiefs at plus 2,200 is crazy odds. It's crazy. Even the Lions to beat the Ravens is crazy odds. If you have the Lions to win the Super Bowl, definitely sprinkle some cash on those two on BetUS. So we shall see. Hope you guys enjoyed Championship Sunday. Your boys out of here. Peace and love as always. Salute to the chat. Hit that like button. Let's go Jets as usual. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, everybody.